Namaskar, friend. Myself, Professor Chandrakant Brahmbhatt, HRDC, Gujarat University. Friends, I welcome you on behalf of HRDC, Gujarat University, all the participants, and today's research person, Dr. Gurudat Jappi sir. Today's workshop, online workshop on NEP 2020, minimum standard and procedure for awarded of PhD degree. I welcome you again, all of you. Jappi sir, again I am welcome you. I request to Rusibai to play the song, university song.
वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन गुजरात यूनिवर्सिटी आपणी गुजरात यूनिवर्सिटी आपणी विद्यार्थी तपोवन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन
राष्ट्र चेतना कला साधना खेल भावना विकसे
विश्व मानवी बनी गुजराती विश्व सकल माविल से स्नेह संप सहकारनी साथे देती तू सन्मति सौना साथ ने संगाथे सौ सिद्ध करे उन्नति प्रेम बंधुता समानताना पल पल प्रसरे स्पंदन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन वंदन अभिनंदन
Thank you, Rusibai. Friends, our respected Vice Chancellor and Dr. Nirja Gupta, Madam, our Registrar, Dr. P.M. Patel, sir, our Director, Dr. Jagdish, sir, and my colleague, Dr. Priti, Madam. They are not available because of busy schedule. They are conveyed to best wishes all the participants. Friend, today with us, eminent professor and dynamic personality, Dr. Gurudat Jappi, sir. It's my pleasure to introduce to him. Dr. Gurudat Jappi, currently working as a head of the department at the Department of Advanced Business Studies and Deputy Director, IQAC Gujarat University. Prior to his was appointed Director and Joint CEO of Quality Assurance Quality Assurance Extension Research and Innovation and Nodal Officer of RUSA at KCG. Friends, he was appointed as a member of for drafting new education policy 1 for the Gujarat state. Nine students have completed PhD degree under his guidance. He has written 73 books, including 15 reference books and 19 edited books. Two of his books are recommended by Nagpur University and Gondwan University for MBA course. He was written more than 100 articles in different national and international journals in India and abroad. More than 50 of them are UGC Care and Scopus Index. He has delivered so far 45 keynote address in state level, national, international level conference. 14 IPR have been registered under his name. He has visited more than 50 colleges and university for NAC, AAA, GAC accreditation as peer member. He is holding CEO position of Grand Academic Commission and Honorary Director of Global Academic and Assistant Commission. Sir, I welcome you again on behalf of HRDC and myself also. Sir, we are so lucky you are present here. I request to Dr. Jappi sir to deliver his session. Jappi sir.
Thank you, sir, for the introduction. At the outset, I would like to thank Professor Brambhat sir, Professor Joshi sir, and Professor Mayani ma'am for inviting me and putting trust on me uh, uh, today to share a very important topic related to PhD standards and the procedure. So I'll be covering today few topics related to the eligibility criteria, duration of this entire PhD program, what are the procedures for the admission, what are the allocation of the students for the research supervisor, what are the admission criteria for the international students, as well as we will be talking about the coursework as well as RAC, which is a very much core committee of this research work. And then we will see some evaluation and assessment part which is connected with this PhD degree. And finally we will see the plagiarism part, and most importantly I would like to share with you the cloned journal issues which all the students are facing right now, because there are so many fake journals which are available who are claiming that they are Scopus Index Journal, WS journals, and the UGC care listed journals. But actually speaking, they are not listed to any of these indexing agencies. So how to identify this kind of fake journals? So that also we will see. So before starting, I would like to take 1 minute of yours to share my screen. Just a minute. Is it visible? My screen is visible?
Yes, sir. Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So, as you are aware that today's session is based on the minimum standards and procedure for the award of PhD degree. And as you are aware that in exercise of the power conferred by clause F and G of subsection 1 of section 26 of the University Grant Commission 1956, and in separation of the UGC, which is minimum standards and procedures for the award of MPhil and PhD regulation 2006. As you are aware that we have seen in the last regulation, which was issued in 2016. After that, there were two back-to-back amendments issued by the UGC. The first amendment was in the year 2018. To be precise, it was on 27th of August 2018. The first amendment was made in the regulation of 2016, and the second amendment was made in the year 2018, dated 16th October 2018. 16th October 2018. But today, the regulation which I'm going to discuss is issued on certainly the UGC has asked for some suggestions also. So draft guideline was issued in 2022. But the final draft, after incorporating suggestions and everything, it was the final gazette, or rather I would say the final guidelines and the regulation was issued on 22nd of November 2022. So now all the participants, those who are pursuing PhD, all the HEIs and students as well as teachers, they will have to follow this 2022 rules related to this PhD admissions. If you look at this application part, this is applicable to all the universities which are established under the Central Act, a Provincial Act, or a State Act, and every institutions which are deemed to be university under the Section 3 of UGC Act 1956. So this particular regulation is covered or rather applicable to all kinds of university. It is not for the specific state universities or the central universities. So for all kinds of universities, this act is applicable. And even the autonomous colleges who are granting or degree granting autonomous colleges, or every affiliated colleges where you find PhD supervisors are allocate some students, for them also these rules and regulations are applicable. And certainly, this regulation is applicable from the date of their publication in the Gazette of India, which I already conveyed, that is 2022, November 2022. Sorry, 7th November 2022. So this particular regulation applied from 7th November 2022 onwards. Now, the point is the admission guidelines, or I would say, what are the procedure for the admissions, those who wish to take the, because we will see the relaxation part also, which are related to this PhD, but what are the basic PhD admission criteria? So, as you are aware that now we have 1 year master's program also. So, as per the national education policy, if the student is completing bachelor degree program of 4 years, and after that 1 year or 2 semester master degree program with at least 55 percentage marks in aggregate or its equivalent to grade B in the UGC 10-point scale, or an equivalent grade in a point scale wherever grading system is followed, or an equivalent degree from a foreign educational institution accredited by an assessment and accreditation agency, which is approved, recognized, or authorized by the authority established or incorporated under the law in its home country. For example, if a student is coming from Britain, then we have a British Accreditation Council. Similarly, we have CHEA, that is CHEA, Center for Higher Education Accreditation Council. So, like in India, we have a NAC. Similarly, in every country, you will find one accreditation agency who are accrediting the particular university or the colleges. So, a student who has completed his graduation and then post graduation program from such a university which is accredited by their agency in the home country, or they are eligible to get the admission. Then the second is those who have completed graduation, say for example for 3 years. For them, it is compulsory to complete 2 years or 4 years of master degree program with a similar condition which I have explained right now. Then a candidate seeking admission after a 4 year or 8 semesters bachelor degree with research should have a minimum CGPA, that is of 7.5 out of 10. Now, as you are aware that in national education policy, we are also offering two types of MCOM. Two types of bachelor. One is bachelor with honors, wherein research element is not involved, and the other one wherein a student can complete his bachelor degree program with research. Now, if a student has completed bachelor degree of 4 years with research, is eligible to take directly admission into the PhD program after certainly after giving the entrance exam and all. That we will see later on. So, but the condition is that the student has to have minimum CGPA of 7.5 out of 10. Candidates who have cleared the MPhil coursework with at least 55% marks in aggregate or its equivalent to grade B in the UGC 10-point scale, they are also eligible to get admission. As you are aware that now MPhil course is no more, means now onwards, means those who have completed MPhil program immediately after the the resolution passed by the UGC, that MPhil is now not valid. So earlier, those who have completed MPhil program, only that degrees are valid. And the last is a person whose MPhil dissertation has been evaluated and recommended for award of the degree may be admitted to the PhD program in any institution or any provisional basis, even before the viva was or final defense. Or I would say an equivalent degree apart from this MCOM, MPhil, or any equivalent degree from foreign institution accredited by an assessment accreditation agency which is approved, recognized, and authorized by an authority, the competent authority, or established and incorporated under the law in its home country or any other statutory authority in that country to assess, accredit, and assure quality. Such is also eligible to get the admission in PhD program. So these are the you can say eligibility criteria for getting PhD admission as per the latest regulation 2022. However, you will find some relaxation also. Uh, Let me go to the relaxation part. You can see here a relaxation of 5% of the marks from 55% to 50%, or an equivalent relaxation of grade may be allowed for those who are belonging to the reserve category. Reserve category means the scheduled caste, the scheduled tribe, OBC, other backward caste having non-criminal certificate, or differently abled, economically weaker section EWS category of students, and other categories of as per the decision 3 of the commission from time to time, or for those who had obtained their master's degree before 19th September 91. These are the relaxation, and there is one more, a relaxation of zero point 0.5 score in CGPA of 7.10, or an equivalent relaxation of grade may be allowed for those belonging to scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, and other backward caste category. This 7.10 is nothing but in the earlier slide, I was talking about 7.5 out of 10. You can see here the 2.1.3 criteria wherein it is mentioned 7.5 out of 10. A relaxation of 0.5 is given to the students who belong to the reserve category. So the eligibility marks of 55% or an equivalent grade in a point scale wherever grading system is followed. The relaxation of 5% to the category mentioned above are permissible based only on the qualifying marks without including the grace mark. So this is very important. If a student has secured this 50% of the mark after the gracing, then in that case, a student will not be entitled to get the admission. So 50% has to be there without adding the gracing mark. Similarly, 7 out of 10, so 7 has to be CGPA, excluding the, you can say, the grade, the grace marks. Okay. Fine. Now, the duration of the program. You can see here that PhD program shall be minimum of duration. In the draft guidelines, it was mentioned excluding coursework 2 years. But when this final regulation was introduced and the final regulation was published, at that time they have modified this particular condition. So the PhD program shall be minimum of the duration of 3 years, including coursework, and maximum 6 years. So this is what the duration of the program is, because in many of the universities we have noticed that the duration of the program is they keep changing it. Sometimes in some of the university we have found it is 2 years or 2.5 years. So UGC is very clear as far as the duration is concerned: 3 years including coursework, and 6 years the maximum limit which they have fixed. Extension beyond the above limit will be governed by the relevant clauses as stipulated in statutes or the ordinance of the individual institution concerned, but not beyond more than 2 years. So we can say that if the statutes or the ordinance of the particular university allows to give some relaxation, in that case, not more than 2 years of relaxation can be given. Women candidate, this is very important. Those who are women candidates and the person with disabilities, more than 40% of the disability, that is what the criteria is, may be allowed a relaxation of 2 years for a PhD in the maximum duration. So overall, if you can see here that the maximum period, including all this relaxation, is 10 years from the date of admission of the program. So 10 years is the maximum, because in addition, when we talk about the women candidates, so in addition to the women candidates, for maternity leave or for the childcare leave, additional 240 days are given during the entire duration of the PhD. Now, when I say 240 days, it's a 8 months of time, right? So 8 months of time are given additionally to the women candidates who have taken the maternity leave or for the childcare leave, and including those all those relaxation, the maximum limit has been increased to 10 years of time. Not mentioning the Gazette, one thing which was there in the draft guideline, which I would like to discuss, is that for the student exchange, provided that they contribute significantly to the completion of the thesis, leave of absence may be granted from the students from the second year onwards on the basis of number one, a research expeditions, that is less than 1 month, authorized by the supervisor and head of the department. B is research mission, which is again more than 1 month, proposed by the department and approved by the Research Advisory Committee, which is RSC, for working in a national international research laboratory. And the last is the exchange programs which are proposed by the department and approved by the Research Advisory Committee for working in the institution in India or abroad. So this durations are again very fixed, but more or less when we talk about the duration of the program, it is 3 years and 6 years of time, which is general for all the students. Only you have to keep in mind this additional criteria when it is applicable in case of differently able students, women candidates, and in case of some specific provision. Now, what is the procedure for the admission? So basically, this is more related to institutions than the students. Higher education institutions may admit students who qualify for fellowship or scholarship in UGC, that is NAT, UGC, CSIR, NAT, GATE, or SEED, or any similar kind of national level test. If I am not mentioned here, they are also invited for this admission. Then higher education institution may admit students through an entrance test conducted at the level of the individual HEIs. The entrance test syllabus shall consist of 50% of the research methodology and 50% shall be subject specific. Means, for example, if a university is keeping 100 marks of examination, then out of 100 marks, 50 marks has to be given to the research methodology questions, and remaining 50 marks is for the subject specific. For example, the university is conducting this PhD exams for history. So in that case, 50 marks should be related to the history questions, that is subject questions, and 50 marks should be related to the research methodology. Students who have secured 50% of marks in the entrance test are eligible to be called for the interview. So if in case students are those who are not NAT or this all exam passed, they will have to give the entrance exam of the university. And then in that entrance exam, if they are unable to secure 50 marks, then they will not be allowed to appear in an interview. So minimum 50% mark has to be secured by the students. A relaxation of 5% again will be allowed in case of reserve category of the students. So you can say 5% means 45% is allowed. Now, procedure of admission, we are continuing with this. Higher education institution may decide the number of eligible students to be called for an interview based on the number of PhD seats available. So, say for example, there are 10 seats or 2 seats or 1 seats. it is mandatory for all the universities to put the list of vacant seats on the website, right? Now, provided that for the selection of candidates based on the entrance test conducted by the HEI, a weightage of 70 percentage for the entrance test and 30 percentage for the performance in the interview, Viva or Viva was examination shall be given. So the weightage is out of 100, 70 and 30 is the weightage. 70 percentage weightage is given to the entrance examination and 30 percentage of marks is taken from the interview or viva voce examination. So you can say that, say a student has secured uh, out of 100 60 marks. So 70 percentage of the 60 marks would be 42. And in an interview, student has secured say 50 marks. So out of 50, 30 percentage will be taken from the interview. So 50, 30 percentage would be 15 marks. So 42 plus 15, that comes to 57 marks. So his final score would be 57, which will be calculated on the basis of 70-30 ratio. University and colleges which are eligible to conduct these PhD programs shall notify prospectus, or you can say flyer, well in advance on the institution's website. So they are supposed to, upload this flyer or invitation or the prospectus on their website, university website. And in this, they have to specify what are the number of seats available for the admission. You can write down the category wise seats available, and then you can write down also the subject wise seats which are available, right? And then what are the vacant seats, what are the criteria for the admission, what are the procedure for the admission, and all other relevant information has to be disclosed on the institutional website. And this is basically just for the case of transparency, this has to be there. So just to disclose all this, a university can upload it on a website by dedicating a significant space on the website. Okay, continue with it. The higher education institutions shall maintain a list of PhD supervisor. This is also important because what are the supervisor, what is their research profile, so and specify the name of the supervisor, the designation at the department of the school or where in the college where they are, along with the details of the PhD scholars, specifying the name of the registered PhD scholars, the topic of his or her research, and the date of admission. This is again for it is observed by the UGC that most of the universities, they are giving number of students more than what is the required to be given to the faculty members. So this has to be there on the website. University has to write down that the number of PhD students allocated to each supervisor, as well as their titles of the research project, their designations and everything has to be disclosed. You can see here allocation of PhD students to the research supervisor. You can see here that as far as assistant professor is concerned, there are 4 number. In no case this can be increased to 5 or 6 or 7, except with one condition that we will see later on. Associate professor, it is 6, and professor, it is 8. We have also noticed that some ad hoc or adhyapak sahib, they are not entitled to get any kind of research scholar or PhD students under them as or they cannot register any PhD students in that, as it is not covered. This title, the tag is not covered under the definition of the regulation of 2022. Co-supervisor from within the same department or other departments of the same institution or other institution may be permitted with the approval of the competent authority. There is one more I would say adjunct faculty. Adjunct faculty can be appointed as a co-supervisor, but in no case they can be given a PhD student. So adjunct faculty members are not supposed to take any PhD students under their guidance. Secondly, in case of multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary research work, if it is required, a supervisor from outside department, uh, maybe outside department or outside school of the same university or the other university, can be appointed, and even they can be appointed as a co-supervisor also. So this is what the you know guidelines given by the UGC for the allocation of research supervisor. There is one more provisions I would like to tell you, which is related to the allocation of research supervisor. You can see here, in case of reallocation or relocation of the female student, this is very important provision which you will have to keep in mind. So when a woman scholar, woman PhD scholar, is relocating due to marriage or otherwise any reason, the research data shall be allowed to be transferred to the university or college which the scholar is intent to relocate. Say, for example, when a one woman scholar is relocating from Ahmedabad to, say, Baroda or Surat, so when she is relocating, or maybe some any other place, right? In that case, the regulations are followed in the letter and spirit, and the research work doesn't pertain to project secured by the parent institution. Supervisor from any funding agency, the scholar shall, however, give due credit to the parent guide and the institutions for the part of research already done. University teachers after superannuation, this is very important, means those faculty members who are retiring within 3 years of time, in no case they should be given any kind of PhD scholars. But those faculty who have already taken, then in that case, till the age of 70, they can continuing guiding the research scholars to the students. In case of foreign students, of course, maximum up to two foreign students can be allowed as a supernumerary students. Say, for example, as we have seen in case of assistant, associate, and professor, additional two if it is a foreign student. So assistant professor can guide 6 instead of 4 if 2 are foreign. Same is the case with associate 8 and professor 10. So that way, 2 additional students can be given. Earlier, JRF was also a part of supernumerary, but now JRF is also considered as a part of this number. So that is not to be considered as supernumerary. Only foreign students, those who are coming from other country, are to be considered as supernumerary. That is to be kept in mind. Now coming to the course. This is most important part of this, I would say, this particular session. Because many of PhD students, they are scared of coursework, and I've noticed also that many students have not taken it seriously, and when they are completing their entire thesis and when they are submitting synopsis, they come to know that they have to do a coursework of 100 hours, and then they enroll themselves for this coursework, and then they finalize their coursework. So it takes, then it takes a lot of time. They are wasting their energy and time when they do not follow this provision. But coursework is one of the most important part when you are pursuing PhD. So now, what is the minimum number of credits required for this coursework? So as per the regulation, the minimum credit for the coursework is 12, and in no case it should cross 16. So the maximum credits are 16, and the minimum credits for this coursework is 12. The coursework shall be treated as a prerequisite for the PhD preparation, and therefore all the students who are pursuing PhD they should try to finish their coursework in first 6 months of time, or you can say in first 2 semester uh, of your PhD programs. So please try to complete this if possible in the first semester, or if there's no coursework happening in your university, then you can do it in the second semester. A minimum of 4 credits shall be assigned to one or more courses on research methodology, which could cover areas such as quantitative method, qualitative methods, computer applications, use of ICT tools, research ethics, and most importantly, how to review the published research work in the relevant field, or the field work. So these are all the things which has to be there in the coursework. All PhD entrants, irrespective of discipline, shall be required to take credit-based course in teaching, education, pedagogy, writing related to their chosen PhD subject during their doctoral training program. So this is the important part, that other courses shall be advanced level courses preparing the students for the PhD degree. Credits earned for completing coursework are transferable from one institution to another institution through the academic bank of credits. As you are aware, that UGC has now started this ABC, and it is mandatory for all the students to register in the academic bank of credit. It's a great initiative by the UGC, so that a student can easily transfer their credit from one institution to other institutions. All fresh PhD entrants, irrespective of discipline, will be required to take credit-based courses in teaching, education, and pedagogy, writing related to their chosen PhD subject during their doctoral training period. Now, PhD scholars may have 3 to 4 hours per week of actual teaching experience gathered through teaching assistantship or other forms of knowledge dissemination that are not repetitive. So, a guide can ask a PhD scholars to at least give 3 to 4 hours of time in a week for teaching purpose, or apart from the research which he is carried out. All the dissemination activities, including external presentations and posters, popular activities conveying specific information or specific articles to the general public, production of books, commission research, and internal presentation must be approved by the departmental level research committee. So whatever additional work they are carried out by the students, the PhD scholars, has to be approved by the department level committee, not RAC, but a department level committee. Teaching for the department, supervision of fellow students or the technical staff, a dissemination task can also be credited as a knowledge dissemination and as a work commitment. So these are the list which a student can do apart from their work. We have now, even those who are GRF, for them also this kind of teaching experience is must. And nowadays in our state government also there is a scheme called Shodh. In Shodh scheme also, where students are getting some fellowship from the Gujarat government. For them also, some of the teaching experience they can do by giving 5 to 6 hours of time. But UGC has notified 3 to 4 hours per week as actual teaching experience, which is again a good part of the UGC. Further, I would like to say that all courses prescribed for PhD coursework shall conform with the credit hour instructional requirement and shall specify the content, instructional, and assessment methods. They shall be duly approved by the authorized academic bodies. The department where the scholar pursue his or her research shall prescribe the courses to him based on the recommendation of the Research Advisory Committee as stipulated under provision. All candidates admitted to PhD programs shall be required to complete the coursework prescribed by the department during the initial 1 or 2 semesters, which I have already conveyed to you. In case of pandemic-like situation, provision of blended mode should be made available. So again, the query comes here that whether students can go for online coursework or not. So that was allowed by the UGC earlier during the pandemic situation. And they have already mentioned in this regulation also that in case of pandemic like situation, provisions for the blended mode should be made available. So online and offline, the combination of both or even online coursework can be given. But in case of emergency or kind of pandemic work, candidates already holding MPhil degree and admitted to PhD program, or those who have already completed the coursework in MPhil and have been permitted to proceed to the PhD in an integrated course, may be exempted by the department from the PhD coursework. So those students who are already having MPhil degree, they are not required to do this coursework. Again, in that MPhil degree, the coursework has to be there. So MPhil degree which they have obtained should have this coursework certificate so that a department can exempt them for doing again the similar kind of course. All other candidates admitted to the PhD program shall be required to complete the PhD coursework prescribed by the department. So, except all this, they have to complete their coursework. Candidates sponsored or the authorized by the government of India or the institutions or the organizations who work for their PhD degree in a university under the MOU or any kind of exchange program under the Government of India scheme may be exempted from PhD coursework, provided they produce a certificate of completing coursework of equivalent duration or the credit from the respective institution or organization. So this is the condition which is applicable only under the, I would say, a specific reason where you find the university who are under the MOU or exchange program with the Government of India schemes. Then only this particular provision is applicable. Then grades in the coursework, including research methodology courses, shall be finalized after a combined assessment by the Research Advisory Committee and the department, and the final grade shall be communicated to the institution or the college. A PhD scholar has, has to obtain a minimum 55% of the marks or its equivalent grade in the UGC 10-point scale or an equivalent grade CGPA in a point scale wherever grading system is followed in the coursework in order to eligible to continue in the program and submit the thesis. Now, let us talk about this Research Advisory Committee and its function. Just a minute. So there shall be, you can say, this RAC, Research Advisory Committee. In many universities, they keep a name DRC also. So they change the name, they keep their abbreviated name different than the RAC, but the functionality should remain same. Whether you keep DRC or RAC doesn't make difference. But UGC has regulated this, and the name which is given by the UGC is RAC, Research Advisory Committee, or an equivalent body for a similar purpose as defined in the statutes or the ordinance by the university or the institution. The research supervisor of the scholar shall be the convener of the committee. This committee shall have the following responsibility, like to review the research proposal and finalize the topic of research, to guide the research scholar to develop the study, design and methodology of research, and to identify the courses which the student is supposed to do. And periodically means every semester, every end of 6 months, this research supervisor and the RSC should check the progress of the students. So there has to be a progress report which should be signed by the PhD supervisor of the student and should be submitted to the department, which should be followed by the head of the department and the director, and finally it should be evaluated at every 6 months of time. A research scholar shall appear before the research advisory committee once in a 6 month to make a presentation of the progress of his or her work, evaluation, and further guidance. The 6 monthly progress reports shall be submitted by the research advisory committee to the institution with a copy to the research scholar. In case the progress of research scholar is unsatisfactory, the research advisory committee shall record the reasons for the same and suggest corrective measures. If the research scholar fails to implement these corrective measures, the research advisory committee may recommend the cancellation of registration from the program. So this 6 months of you know this every progress report is very important, that students are supposed to ensure, or rather they should make sure that whatever progress they have made in last 6 months of time has been evaluated properly by this, and if they have failed to justify the progress, then in that case a research committee may take a necessary action. The evaluation and the assessment method. Upon satisfactory completion of the coursework and obtaining the marks and grade prescribed in the regulation, and before the submission of the thesis, the scholar shall make a presentation in the department before the research advisory committee of the institution concerned, which shall also be open to all faculty members and other research scholars. So it should not happen that such kind of evaluation is done in one cabin where only the guide and the external referee is available. Here, the department should make sure, or even the research supervisors should ensure, that all the members of the RST as well as the number of students who are pursuing the PhD and other staff members and the other PhD supervisors should also attend this viva voce or the presentation of the students. The PhD scholar shall be required to undertake research work and produce a draft dissertation of the thesis within a reasonable period of time, and which is or stipulated by the institution or as defined by the institution. The institution shall develop appropriate methods so as to complete the entire process of evaluation of PhD thesis within a period of 6 months from the date of submission of the thesis. I would also tell you something about the rejection of the thesis, but that we will see later on. It is desirable that the research work of PhD scholar is published in peer-reviewed or referred journals and presented in a conference and seminar. So now earlier it was made mandatory for all the scholars to go for this research publication. But now in this regulation, it has made, or rather they have added a word called desirable, that the research work of PhD scholar is published in a peer-reviewed or referred journals and presented in the conference seminar. The quality of assessment of PhD degree should be the responsibility of the institution, and the institutions are free to evolve guidelines in this regard if needed. Now, therefore, many universities have started making mandatory for the students to go for one minimum publication in a Scopus journal or a Web of Science journal or a UGC care listed journal. The reason behind that is, even institutions are supposed to go for accreditation, ranking, and there are a lot of audits and assessment which are now mandatory for the universities and the colleges or the higher education institutions. And therefore, they also expect from the students that if they publish their articles in a Scopus or Web of Science journals, then ultimately or eventually it will be benefited to the institution, because that particular publications will be considered under the university panel. And therefore, many university has made it mandatory, minimum 2 papers or 1 paper in the Scopus Index journals and UGC care listed journals. The viva voce of the research scholar to defend this thesis shall be conducted only if the evaluation reports of the examiners on this recommends acceptance. If one of the evaluation report of the examiner in case of PhD thesis recommends rejection, the institution shall send the thesis to an alternate examiner out of the approval of the panel of the examiners. And the viva voce examination shall be held only if this report comes as a satisfactory report. If the alternate examiner is also giving the negative report, in that case, the student thesis would be rejected. So one more, additional trial will be given. So, for example, one student thesis sent to one thesis sent to the local and one is to other state other than the present state. So, say for example, a student is from Gujarat state, then it can go, the one thesis can go to the Maharashtra and one thesis can go to the same state, that is the Gujarat state. Now, if say for example, one thesis evaluated by the external referee is not positive, in that case, again the similar thesis can be given. Similar thesis can be given to another examiner, which is listed in the list of referee. Now, if other examiner is giving satisfactory report, then it is fine. But if the other examiner is also giving unsatisfactory report, in that case, the thesis of the student might get rejected. Now, coming to this important part of plagiarism, as you are aware, the higher education institutions shall have a mechanism using well-developed software applications to detect plagiarism in research work, and the research integrity shall be the integral part of all the research activities leading to the award of PhD degree. A PhD scholar shall submit the thesis for evaluation along with undertaking from the PhD scholar that there is no plagiarism. And second, a certificate from the research supervisor attesting to the originality of the thesis and that the thesis has not been submitted for the award of any other degree or diploma to any other higher education institution. So these two certifications are very important. One certificate signed by the scholars and then attested by the PhD supervisor. Apart from this, now as you are aware, there are so many plagiarism tools available, but I would recommend that there are tools which are recommended by the InflipNet, and HEI should try to follow this InflipNet advisor as far as plagiarism tool is concerned, rather than many students, they are opting for some online tools which are available free of cost. Every HEI in Gujarat, they are providing this plagiarism tool free of cost to the students. So even in many other states also, they have in their library or in their departments such kind of plagiarism tools. So students should first approach to this university library or the departmental library. They should not use any online plagiarism tools because many of the online plagiarism tools, they are not good. Means once you upload your document, your original document, then that document will be fetched by these fake plagiarism tools, and then the same document will be used for some ghost publications. So I would recommend students to stop using this and kindly follow the tools which are prescribed by your university or rather approved by your university and approved by the InflipNet in this regard. Then I would say that academic research, administrative and infrastructure requirement to be fulfilled by the postgraduate colleges for getting recognition for offering PhD program. Now this clause is there just because it has made like under the national education policy now, even the post graduation colleges and many other colleges are also offering these PhD centers or PhD programs to the students. So what kind of infrastructure they should have? So post-graduations colleges should additionally have the necessary recognition by the institution under which they operate this PhD program. Postgraduate departments or the university may be considered eligible to offer PhD programs only if they satisfy the availability of eligible research supervisors. So if they are not having a research supervisor with them, or which is again a long process to get the research supervisor from the university, then they are not entitled to enroll any students for that. Even the post-graduation department of such colleges should have a strong research laboratory where this research can be carried out. There even libraries should be sound, and there should be a minimum qualified staff who can guide the students as far as PhD is concerned. In case of science and technology discipline, exclusive research laboratory with sophisticated equipments as specified by the institution concerned, with provision for adequate space per research scholar along with computer facility and essential software and uninterrupted power and water supply. Earmarked library resources, including latest books, Indian and international journals, e-journals, extended working hours for all discipline students, adequate space for research scholars in the department and the library for reading, writing, and storing the study and research materials. And colleges may also access the required facilities for the neighboring institutions of the colleges or of those institution colleges and R&D laboratories which have the required facilities. All requirements for the PhD degree of such candidates must be duly fulfilled. It is the joint responsibility of the affiliated colleges and the university departments to ensure that the students are getting a reasonable amount of facilities from the university. This is very important. Now, students are also advised not to enroll themselves for the MPhil program, as MPhil degree is despecified from the academic year 2022-23. MPhil degree awarded till date of notification of this regulation shall remain valid. So those who have completed prior to 22-23 are eligible wherever it is applicable. But those who will be doing after this 22-23, they will not be entitled to use this MPhil degree program either for the coursework or for the admission or for any other purpose mentioned above, which I have discussed earlier. This is the last slide, depository with the InflibNet Institutional Electronic Archive. This is very much important part of the entire regulation, because many a times it has happened that students, they are least bothered about this deposition in the InflibNet. Once they get their notification and the degree for the PhD, they never go back to the department and approach their supervisor and all. But I would request all the students to make sure that once you have completed your PhD degree from any of the university, kindly ensure your PhD thesis is uploaded to the Shodh Ganga, that is InflibNet. If your PhD thesis is not uploaded, which means the university will not get a proper credit for it, because even in the ranking, rating, accreditation, in all sort of agencies, they cross verify the data which is filled by the universities with this InflibNet depository. So if your thesis, you have completed one PhD from the university, but still your PhD thesis is not uploaded on the InflibNet website, which means it will not be considered by this all accreditation and ranking agency. So your institution will be at loss, right? Therefore, make sure that you are your thesis is uploaded to the university, sorry, InfluentNet website. Now, finally, I would like to discuss the most important part, which just a minute, let me go back. Okay, now I would also like to discuss few things, because many of the scholars, they end up losing their money, time, and energy for some fake publishings. And in many universities still there is a provision to publish your research paper in the Scopus journals or Web of Science journal and UGC care listed journals. And there are many fake journals available right now who are claiming that they are UGC care listed journals or the Scopus listed journals or the Web of Science listed journals, but actually speaking, they are not. I'll give you a couple of way to see that whether the journal is genuine or not. Even you can go to the UGC Care website. You can find some clone journals, and the fake list of journals are published by the UGC Care time to time. But in case, because even UGC Care cannot see all the websites which are available, so it is now become the duty of the research supervisor and the PhD students to ensure whether this particular journal is right or wrong. So let me show you this. Let me share my screen first. I hope you can see my screen now. Now, see here I am writing. There is one journal called Adalia Journal, who are claiming that they are UGC care listed journal. So see, for example, this is a journal who are claiming that they are UGC care listed journal, right? And you can see here their numbers, ISSN number, and everything they have mentioned here, right? And here also they have mentioned that it is the UGC care listed journal. Now you can see here in the list also they have mentioned Web of Science group, master journal list, etc., etc. Now what you have to do is you just have to copy paste this particular ISSN number which they have claimed. Now I'm copying this ISSN number, and you go to the Simago website. I'm now referring to the Simago website, and in Simago website on this side you can enter this ISSN number. You can see on the right hand side, top of the right hand side, I have pasted that ISSN number of the journal which we have seen, Adalia, right? So if I click on this, it will open the Adalia. You see here, this Adalia is from Turkey, and if I click here, they will take me to the information, all the necessary information, wherein you will find the link for this original journal. So now if I click on this home page, they will take me to the website, the original Adalia website. Now you can see the original website is now coming. Now this is what the journal which is published, right? This is completely different. This is also Adalia, and this is also Adalia. Now the journal number is again same. This is 13012746, and here also if you find the journal number is same, because I have gone through this Simago. This Simago, as you see here, this is what the ISSN number. This is a Turkey-based journal, Adalia, and you can see the ISSN number is same, which I have opened here. So this is the main web page of the original journal. Now there are 80% of such journals which you will find like this, and whenever you are applying in the website, you will find everything they have mentioned, UGC, Web of Science group, and everything. I would like to show you one more, right? There is one more journal. Let me show you. And the name of the journal is Innovation Journal. Yeah. Now see, here also they have written here. Uh, it's a Scopus Cosmos Web of Science Emerging Citation Index, and it is based on all these places, right? And this is what the journal DOI, and you will find here, all the papers. Now they are claiming that they are Scopus Index journal. You see, is a Scopus and Simago Index journal, Scopus Site Index. Everywhere they have mentioned like this. Now I'm going to the home. About the journal I'm going. Now see here, they have mentioned the ISSN number, right? Here mentioned that it is based on Scopus database and all. So now I'm copying this e-journal number 19650256. That is what there. So I'm copying it, and again I'm going to this Simago. I'm pasting right hand side, top of the right hand side. You can see. Yeah. It's 1965. So there is no result as far as a kind of journal is concerned. Okay. Now I am copying this print journal 126749. So I am copying this. So now they are showing innovation. It's a UK based journal. So there is no e-journal which they are publishing so many papers. Every issue they are publishing thousands of papers, right? So as such, there is no e-journal listed here, but there is the print journal. And if you go to the home page of this print journal, you will find some other journal is opening. Now you can see here, this is what the original journal innovation, which is Scopus indexed and Web of Science indexed. And this journal is nowhere. Now this journal is claiming that they are Scopus index journal, and there you'll find many papers are published here, and this is what the original one is. So you will find with the similar number, of journal, so many other journals they have opened their publications. So please ensure you have to do some research before publishing your article, because you have wasted your time, you have invested your energy in writing one paper. So it should not happen that after doing a lot of activity exercise, you are wasting your time in publishing some fake journals. And this kind of journals do not have access or other index to any of the agencies. So I guess this a little bit of explanation would help you to resolve your issue and to understand the concepts related to PhD regulations. With this, I'm completing my session today, and I hope if you have any query or questions, you can ask, or we can complete our presentation. Rishikesh bhai,
તમારી
do we
સ્ક્રીન
have any queries?
સર તમારી સ્ક્રીન નહોતી દેખાતી છેલ્લા મેં 2-3 વાર આપને ધ્યાન દોર્યું.
अच्छा, ओके.
તમે જે કંઈ બોલ્યા ને એ સ્ક્રીન ન દેખાઈ, એ ક્વેરી નીચે પણ આવી, અને મેં 2-3 વાર કીધું પણ આપને કંઈ જવાબ.
अच्छा, तो હું ફરીથી I'll show you again, કારણ કે that is very important part.
હા, એટલે
બતાવવી જ પડે. એટલે let me go back again. Sorry.
જી સર. લાસ્ટ પાર્ટ હતું ને સર, સ્કોપસ ને ઇન્ડેક્સ વાળો ને જે વાત, એની વાત હતી.
હા, એ જ મેઇન છે સર.
જી સર.
હવે દેખાય છે સર?
જી સર.
This is Adalia. There is a journal called Adalia Journal, right? Now, can you see the screen of Adalia Journal?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see here, I am copying this number from this website of Adalia Journal. This journal is claiming that they are UGC Care Group 2 journal, right? And they are also claiming it's a Web of Science group, master journal list. They are also claiming it is indexed to many other agencies, right? Now, what I am doing is I am copying the ISSN number of this journal, which is published on the website of this journal, and I am going to the Simago. Simago is, one of the reputed agency. So on the right hand side of the top, if you write your journal name, the original link of the Adalia journal will open. Now I have pasted here the similar number, same ISSN number which you will find on that journal, right? You can see here 13012746. Can you see here this one?
Yes, sir.
13012746. And you can see this is the journal number which is similar to 13012746. Now if I open this Adalia, they will take me to the home page. This is the original Adalia, and you will find the home page of this journal. So I have to click on this. Can you see here home page? So I'm clicking on this. Now you can see that this original Adalia will open. Now this is what the original Adalia journal is. Are you getting? Can you see the screen where it is mentioned 25 years, AKMED, Adalia? So now with the same ISSN number, you are finding two different journals. Now which one is correct? So the journal where you will find the link from Simago, that journal is the real one. This journal is the real one, means I am talking about this one. And this journal is not there, so they have used some fake ISSN of some other journal, and now they are putting it on this the similar number you will find if you click on it, and you will find some other kind of journal. And this is not with the one or two. You will find such kind of, means 80% kind of journals like this, where they are using the ISSN of Scopus Index journal. So if you click this ISSN number to the Scopus Index database, you will find the same number is reflecting there. So you will trust on the journal, and you will be paying your money, and you'll be wasting your time, money, and energy in publishing your original work to some fake journal. Now there is one more I would like to show you. You can see here innovation. Can you see a pink color innovation? Pink color journal. Can you see here? Now I am copying this number, which is 12674982, right? There is no e-journal published. First, let me tell you, this 12674982 is the print journal. I'm going to Simago again, and I'm typing here right hand side top of the website. Now see, you can see here this number 12674982, right? And if I click, I'll get an innovation journal. Now this is the original innovation journal. And if I click on the home page, they will take me to some other home page. Now see this innovations is a different journal, and the innovation which we have seen, this one is a different journal. Both are different. ISSN is same, but the website is different. ISSN is same, but the website is different. Now this journal is the fake one, and this journal is the real one, because its homepage link is available on the Simago website, and therefore you will have to trust this journal and not this one. And they have mentioned here they have e-journal also and print journal also. If you copy this e-journal ISSN number, I'm copying this e-journal number, and I'm again going to this Simago and pasting it. So they will say, sorry, no results were found. So as such, there is no ISSN of innovation which is listed to Simago, right? But they are claiming that they have e-journal also and print journal also, and they are also claiming that it's a Scopus index journal. So I hope you can see all these things which I'm showing right now. Yes or no? સર દેખાય છે હવે?
હમણાં સુધી હતું સર, હમણાં જ.
હા, હમણાં જ મેં બંધ કર્યું એટલે
હા
દેખાયું બધું.
હા દેખાયું સર, દેખાયું.
Very good. So make sure whenever you have such kind of publication queries, go to first Simago, try to find out the original homepage, go to the original website, try to find out and then publish. Otherwise you'll be wasting time, money, energy. Please don't do that. There are many journals right now available who have fake ISSN number. Deliberately they are using the similar ISSN of the Scopus index or the Web of Science index, so that the click or the same ISSN number you will find it on the Scopus website. But please do not be a part of such trap, because as you are aware, you will be wasting time, you will be wasting money and your original work. That is very important. So I hope, see, because of constraint of time, I could not show you so many such fake journals which are right now sending so many messages in a WhatsApp group also. There are WhatsApp groups also who are claiming that they are Scopus indexed partners who are publishing your papers at some, money, by paying some money. This all things are not well, right, good. Please avoid all them. 90% of them are fake, not real. So please avoid yourself. Go to the original source, try to find out the original link and then publish. No Scopus or Web of Science journal published in 5 or 7 days of time. It takes minimum 3 to 6 months of time to publish your research work. So please सतर्क रहिए और पैसे बचाइए, अपना समय बचाइए. Thank you once again for your patience listening. If you have any question or query, you can ask, or I'll finish my session here. Thank you.
ना कुछ क्वेरी है तो आप सर से बात कर सकते हैं और चैट कर सकते हो. Thank you very much, sir. Your session is very informative and excellent, sir. Your presentation is also very excellent. Friends, first I would like to thank our respected Vice Chancellor, Dr. Nirja Madam and Dr. P.M. Patel, sir, for their support. I am also thankful to today's resource person, Dr. Jappi, sir, for his presence and share his valuable knowledge. Sir, I am thankful to, on behalf of HRDC, I am thankful to all the participants joined the workshop on NEP 2020. I am thankful to my director, Dr. Jagdish sir, my colleague Priti madam, and my supporting staff of HRDC. Thank you, everyone. See you. Bye. Thank you very much, sir. Again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir. And dear all participants, please submit your feedback here in given link, which is be shared in the chat box now. Sir, please, this link is here in chat box. So please submit your feedback here. Yes, dear all, please fill your feedback here, which link we shared here in chat box. Then you can leave your session. After that, you leave your session. So thank you very much for that. So thank you very much to dear all participants. Now we can announced as a complete our session, announced as a session concluded. So that's why thank you very much to all. We will be meet with the next session. We will be meet with the another resource person in future if you will be decided for the Gujarat University HRDCs. We will meet that time. Till time, everybody. Thank you very much. Namaskar.